Hey, well, good morning, everybody. It's Dave coming to you from the Wyoming house. It's Monday morning. It's about 11:30. So Meerschaum Monday, so I get to have a reason to smoke my Wyoming Meerschaum. I've smoked this just about every day for the last year and a half when I'm here in Wyoming. Something a little different in it today. Doing a house reserve. This is apparently a blend that they only send to the brick and mortar, so you have to buy this in a brick and mortar. And so, just because of the relationship I have with the tobacco lounge, he gave it to me. So he only had one, so it was kind of nice. I got to tell you, it's pretty damn good. Um, so I'll read this to you. It basically says, "Our tribute to dedicated brick and mortar tobacconists, House Reserve." Spring 2023 offers a familiar, inviting aroma right out of the tin. Cavendish, Burley, and Virginias are all carefully blended, cased, pressed, and sliced to create this old school Flake tobacco, a special selection for the tobacconist. Anyway, House Reserve. That's what's in the pipe today. So stay on the tobacco route here for a minute. I'm going to drive you all over a bunch of subjects on this video, but we'll start with pipes and tobacco. So I was able to get some Carolina Red flakes. I waited I let like several days go by. I didn't want to jump in front, so I got a 10 of this delivered here at Wyoming. This now looks like it's unobtainium again. I I ordered it, I don't know, maybe a week ago. I think it'd been out for days by the time I went in and did my order. But I went and checked yesterday, and it's now out of stock just about everywhere I looked. So anyway, just kind of nice. Starting to build up a nice little cellar here in Wyoming. Nothing like Maryland, but I don't intend to recreate that here. That'd be stupid. So we'll talk coffee for a minute. I'm drinking my black cowboy coffee. And I mentioned a while ago that Dave from Central Cal Piper had sent me these bags. There's a Colombian dark, and then he sent me two of these Colombian medium. So I had 3 bags of beans that he had personally roasted, which is pretty damn cool. And I just wanted to tell Dave that each bag, 3 bags, each made 2 pots of cowboy coffee. So I got 6 pots of coffee out of these 3 bags, and each pot serves me for 2 days because I'm here by myself. So, Dave, your 3 little bags gave me 12 days of joy. So thank you, buddy. I really appreciate it. And then since I'm here by myself, I can switch coffee blends back and forth and try different things. So my experiment right now is I'm doing Java Jakes, and it's kind of rubbed off, but you can kind of see it. It says it's Ethiopia. It's Ethiopia Dark by Java Jakes. That's what's in the pot today. It's been a couple days. That'll probably last me a week. So I went from Dave Central Cal Piper's personal blends to Java Jake's Ethiopian Dark. So kind of a nice thing. I like them. I like the darker side of coffee. I like it black, hot and black. So anyway, there's my coffee for the day. All right, so great topic for Meerschaum Monday. So I had something pretty crazy happen for me yesterday. It took about a week to pull it off, but we had a guy, an old Army vet. He's about 80, 82. He had come into the lounge saying, "Hey, I have an old Meerschaum collection that is unsmoked, but I bought it overseas over my career of the Army, and I really need some money, I'd like to sell these pipes. And I was not in the shop at the time, and people were like, well, let me get this one, maybe I'll buy that one, look at this one. And when I heard the story, I just told Dave, the owner, hey, just get a price for all of them from me. There's 5 here on the table, and I'll just buy them all. I mean, to help the guy out. I don't want to, I don't want to talk him down, whatever his price needs to be. So the guy showed up yesterday. He did some phone calls with Dave, and then he actually showed up yesterday while I was in the store. I was able to pay him cash and really help him out, which felt good. And I got an amazing addition of collection to my Meerschaums. So, I know if I was sitting on your side of the camera, like, this shit only happens to Dave. I mean, I don't understand why. But anyway, so what I want to do is I'm just going to show you each of the 5 new Meerschaums that I picked up yesterday. All from this one guy, and all bought overseas. All are master carved, never been smoked. Wow, I mean, it's crazy. Just these 5 alone be a great collection, not to mention what I've shown you already. So, all right, so that's what I'm going to do next, is show you each of the 5. All right, so these are all presented as, I've not touched them, cleaned them, done anything yet. So the first one is Sherlock Holmes. So that was pretty cool. Obviously, it's not a Sherlock Holmes shape, but it's been hand carved to be Sherlock Holmes. You can see it's unsmoked. It's almost the exact same size as my Lee Van Cleef. That's pretty cool. All right, the second one, they all come in their own cases. The second one's got a little bit of yellow coloring to it. I don't know if it came that way or if it's aged, but how perfect is that? A horse. So really nice, handcrafted, great stem, unsmoked, just a beautiful horse, hand carved Meerschaum. All right, the third one is my Sherlock Holmes. Totally smooth, unsmoked, perfect. I mean, absolutely blemish free, perfectly smooth. Just a beautiful Meerschaum. Talk about the classic Meerschaum right there. All right, the fourth one. The fourth one is a horse. Really, I mean, such fine craftsmanship. Again, unsmoked. Anyway, just a beautiful. I love that owning a horse farm is pretty cool. Let's see. So this one actually has a label inside, so you can see where he bought this one in London. Can't read it. It's Inderwicks in London. And then the last one is the Shake. I mean, just the craftsmanship on these is amazing. I don't know if I'll ever smoke these. This is unsmoked. All 5. There you go. All 5 are unsmoked. Just what a privilege, and for this guy to walk into all the tobacco shops, and all the gin joints in the world. He walks into mine and needs the money, and I was willing to pay him what he wanted, and I just picked up 5 beautiful unsmoked 30, 40, 50-year-old Meerschaums. So anyway, just wanted to show them to you. All right, guys. Well, that ends the tobacco-related subject of this material, or this video. So if you're here for the tobacco side, be done now so I don't piss you off and waste 10 minutes of your time or whatever. So I'm going to talk to you about the beavers I was talking about earlier. I'm going to show you a video what they did overnight. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how much money I saved by doing my own logging. And I'm going to give you a fire update because it ain't good. So anyway, giving you fair warning, the tobacco portion of this video is over. So if that's why you're here, please move on. So a couple days ago, I talked to you about, I didn't have any video of it because it happened in the pitch dark, but on the way home, A couple nights ago, I came across a beaver coming down little trees, this big around, and one was laying across the road. I didn't know why it was laying there, so I got out to pick it up, and he was actually tugging on the other end of it. And I was like, "Holy shit!" I mean, he was pitch black in a pitch black world, so I barely saw him. No way I could have gotten a video of him. But anyway, on the way out in the morning, I was gonna stop and take a video of the tree he had cut down, and he had started to work on another one. And this was one eager beaver, because I'm going to show you what I saw on the way out the very next morning. So it was only, 15 hours later. So here it is. Here's what I saw on the way out. This might crack you up. Look how many there are. There's like 20 that have been taken down by the beaver. Yeah, this is exactly where I was last night. Look at all of them. Anyway, to show you where I am on the road, I'm on that part that goes right next to the creek. Next thing I want to talk to you about a question that Potter Piper asked me on Friday. He said, "How much would it cost you to hire a tree feller to come out and fell those 40 trees over 15 days?" And so I looked up the going rate here in Jackson is $1,500 a day per guy on a crew. So I figure it was one-man crew for 15 days. So I would have had to pay somebody $22,500 to do those, to get it as far as I've gotten it. I thought that was a pretty amazing number. I hadn't thought about that until Potter Piper asked me. So, I don't know if it'd be exactly 22.5, but it's close. $1,500 a day for 15 days. So, they probably would have been faster than me and done it in 10 days or something. But anyway, I just thought it was interesting that about 20 grand was saved by me dragging my dumb ass all around that yard for 15 days. So there you go, Potter Piper. There's the answer. The next thing I want to show you is the joy of a dog on a romp. I've only had taken Sasha out on really one romp out in the back along the creek for miles for a couple hours once. And so when I was all done this weekend, I said, you know what, it's time for her. So we've done it 3 days in a row. And so what I just want to show you is a couple minutes of just showing you dog joy. So that's really all these next few clips are going to be, is just photos and some video of Sasha just being out in the wild. She is truly, this is her 4th trip out here, and she's 7 months old now, and she's been coming out here for 5 months, so since she was 2 months old. So she's become so comfortable as a wilderness dog. She's growing up. She's 60 pounds now, and getting a little muscle strength, a little confidence to her. So I just want to show you that, and then we'll come back and we're going to talk about the fire. Girl. Here she comes. All right, well, the fun part of the video is kind of over, so if you just kind of want to have fun today, you can go ahead and stop watching the video now, because what I want to do is give you a fire update. I kind of promised you on Friday I wouldn't do fire updates anymore unless something went wrong. Well, it's starting to go a little wrong, so I want to go ahead and show you. I want to show you some photos that the firefighters have taken, and then I just want to talk a little bit about the fire itself. So let me show you the photos first. We'll come back and give you a fire update, and then we'll get you out of here. Okay, guys, the next thing I want to show you is a series of 4 photographs. The first one is just kind of artsy. It's the firefighters captured in front of the northern lights. I thought they're silhouetted in the aurora borealis, and I just thought it was a cool photo, so that's why that's there. No real significance, just thought it looked cool. Give you a little bit of eye candy. The second picture is a picture from downtown Jackson looking right at the fires. It's just getting ready to come over the ridge, and you can see the wind blowing it to the left. So the camera, you're looking due east at the fires that's coming over the ridge, and the smoke and everything is being blown due north, which is right towards where I live. So it's an unsettling picture, but it was cool, and I was able to catch it at the beginning of sunset. So a little bit of eye candy, but it actually shows you kind of how close the fire is, and it's kind of blowing the wrong direction, in my opinion. The third photo is a picture of the fire on its current terrain, and the firefighters cannot fight it on that terrain. So it's too steep, too barren. They won't put their men in danger, and I can't disagree with that. I mean, I have to agree with that. But that means there's some significant fire activity that's not being checked. It's not being dumped on. It's not being fought on the ground. They're simply allowing it, and they're calling it observation mode. And that's what's been happening for the last couple of weeks on the other side of the ridge, on the other side of the mountains, on the other side of the Continental Divide. That's where this picture comes from. And what it's done now is it's burned to the top of that, and it's coming over the top. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. But I just want to show you a picture when a wildland firefighter says it's in terrain we cannot fight it in. This is a picture. So that's the third photo. And then the last picture is a couple of you asked me, are they airdropping water or retardant? And the answer is both now, but they're starting to switch more and more to retardant as the fire comes close to structures. So I've got a photo of one of the air tankers, single prop air tanker, dropping retardant, and you'll also see in the picture what they consider point protection. They've taken one structure, wrapped it in what looks like aluminum foil, deployed hoses and sprinklers, and are actively working to save that structure from the fire. So that's why in one photo you see fire retardant, foil wrap, hoses, and sprinklers. That's what they consider point protection. That's all in addition to digging a fire break all the way around it. So those are the 4 photos. So I think the last part of the video is just talking about the fire as of this morning. We had 2 things pretty significantly occur overnight. We had our first evac orders like go. So we operate under a 3-phase system. You get pre-notified, and then you have ready, set, go, meaning get ready, get everything like literally get everything prepped and ready to go. To a set, meaning you're going to get evacuated. Let's just make sure. And then the go order is do nothing but leave immediately. And so that has been issued for the first time on this side of what I call the ridge or the mountains or the continental divide. I call it the ridge because that's what I'm looking at. But so the fire is going to come over the top today. It started to come over the top a little bit yesterday, and it's going to head down what we call the Grovant Valley. And the top two ranches that are furthest up there have been evac'd, and I'm sure they've already started point protection on the lower ones. Now the Grovant Valley is a little bit south of me, maybe 8-9 miles. But what made me nervous yesterday was on my way into town, I saw fire crews working, not the Grovant Road, but the next two north, which are, I'm north, so as it heads north. So they started working Triangle X Ranch, and then they started doing uh, Spread Creek. And if they come any further north, they're basically going to be pretty much a mile or two from my house. So anyway, it's a little bit nerve-wracking to have the fire come over the top. I was hoping it wouldn't do that. The firefighter brief this morning was much less confident than they've been the last couple of weeks. The weather has just been horrendous. It's tinder dry up there in the fire. They've got 34, 40 mile an hour winds. The humidity's been low. Apparently, at anything under relative humidity of 20%, the air actually sucks moisture out of trees, logs, grass. So we've been there for a while. So we don't go a lot higher than that most days, and this time of year. So there's a lot of moisture being sucked out of what is on the ground. So not a great status. We'll see what happens. They're predicting a bad fire day today. They call it a high fire activity day. We had one, pretty much Saturday, Sunday, and they expect another one today. I'll show you a picture of the week ahead of us. We're expecting, if the weather guys are at all right, the weather is supposed to completely change on Thursday and stay much more late fall, early winter like. So I'll show that photo for you as well. And then I really think that's it. I'm gonna show you that picture and get out of here, shut up, and get this thing uploaded. So hope things are going great for you guys. Hope you have a great week ahead of you. Hope you're having a good Monday. And we will talk to you probably tomorrow. Bye, everybody.